Good morning, students. Again, I am here, myself Anup Kumar, and today we will start a new chapter. Okay, in RSMR it is chapter 12, and in NCERT it is chapter 13. Okay, the name is given direct and inverse proportion. Okay, proportion means we can also the other name of proportion is variation. Okay, so dear, at first let's start with the definition. What is variation? Okay, variation means proportion. I said. Now, variation. If there are two quantities and they are depending on each other, yeah, and in such a way that if the one quantity changes, then it will affect on the second quantity. Then it is called variation. Now I am writing the definition on the board. Okay, variation. Two quantities said to be in variation if one quantity changes, then it affects on the other, then it is called variation. Okay, and there are two types of variation. There are two types of variation. The first one is direct variation, or we can say that direct proportion also. Direct proportion. Or the second one is inverse variation or inverse proportion. Inverse proportion means direct variation or direct variation. Okay, indirect. Now we will discuss about the direct variation and their property, and then we will discuss about the inverse variation and their property. Okay, dear. So let's start the first topic, which is direct variation. Okay, now. Now let's start with the definitions of direct variation. What does definitions of direct variation say? If there are two quantities, if it will be x and y, if x and y are two quantities, and if x, that is value of x, if the value of x increases, then value of y will also increase. But if the value of x will decrease, it means the value of y will also decrease. So let's see the definition at first. Direct variation. Okay, that is if x and y are two quantities in such a way that when x increases or decreases, okay, in bracket we will write x increases, then y also increases or decreases, then it is called direct variation. Okay, and the property, let's start the property of the direct variation. Property. Now it is written that x increases, then y also increases, and if x decreases, then y also decreases. Okay, now if x and y are two quantities in such a way that x by y remains constant. If x by remains constant means the value of x, that is all equivalent value of x by all equivalent value of x by is equal for any constant term. If I am taking k, okay, then x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2 is equal to x3 by y3 is equal to, and so on, same as is equal to k. It is always equal to a different number. That is, all are equivalent to each other. Then it is called the direct variation. If x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y3 by 2, that is all variation. All variation are in proportional way, in such a way like the x by y, then is equal to, it is called the direct variation. Okay, so we will discuss some question based on it to clear our doubts. Okay dear, so let's see the question. Now, the first point, if two numbers, only two numbers, if two numbers are in direct variation, only number, there are no other thing. If two numbers are in direct variation, then what will we do? Let's see. Now the question is given, if x and y, if x and y are direct proportional, it is already given that it is direct proportional, x and y, okay, are direct proportional. Find the value of x, find the value of x1, x2 and y1 in the table given below. In the table given below. Now I am drawing a table here which contains question. Now the question is, there is x, y. No. All are in variation. Now we have to find the value of here, at value given 3 and 36. Here value given x1 and 60. Here value given x2 and 96. Here value given 10 and y1. Okay. Now we have to find the value of x1, x2 and y1 because these three are unknown, and we have to find by using direct proportional property, because it is already given that x and y are direct proportional. Then we have to find this value. So we will write at first that here upside I am using. Now in solution what we will write at first, since x and y are direct proportional, we have to write this statement in every question. Okay, since x and y are direct proportional, okay, then it means what? It means x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2 is equal to x3 by y3 for some value of k. Okay, now it means that all the fractions, all 3 by 36, x1 by 60, x2 by 96 and 10 by y1, these all are equivalent to each other. These all are equivalent to each other. Now you can see where the value of x and y both is given in this question, in this value only. Here in this table 3 and 36 both value is given. Here x1 is unknown, here x2 is unknown, but here y1 is unknown. So we will take this value as a whole. Okay. That is, we can write it like this. x1 by y1, we can write 3 by 36. Then x1 by 60 equal to x2 by 96 equal to 10 by y1. And since these all are equivalent to each other, so we can take any two, first one and the second one at first. Now after that we can write, if you are finding x1, then I am writing one number. Now it will be, that is 3 by 36 is equal to x1 by 60. Now using cross multiplication method, what we will get? x1 into 36 is equal to 3 into 60. Now 36 will go there. So x1 is equal to 3 into 60 by 36. Now divide it. 3 1 are 3, 3 12 are 36, 12 1 are 12, 12 5 are 66. That is what we will get. Value of x will be 5. Now this is our answer. Now let's solve second number question. Now in second number question, again we will take the first value, but we have to compare it with the third value. So we can write 3 by 36 is equal to x2 by 96. Okay. Then it will be what? Say here, x2 into 36 by cross multiplication method and 3 into 96. Then x2 is equal to 3 into 96 by 36. Now 3 1 are 3, 3 12 are 36, 12 1 are 12, 12 8 are 96. Then x2 will be 8. So here x2 will be 8. Now the last one, what is here? 3 by 36 is equal to 10 by y1. Now in third number, here we will write 3 by 36 is equal to 10 by y1. Now we are solving it also. Then it will be 3 into y1 is equal to 10 into 36. Then y1 is equal to 10 into 36 by 3. Then 3 12 ja, then 12 12 ja, 120. Hence we can say that x1 is equal to 5, x2 is equal to 8 and y1 is equal to 120. So if x and y are direct proportional, okay, then we will use in fraction. In fraction we will go, okay, like this. Now let's see the another topic. The another topic, if distance covered by vehicle, distance, speed, time is given. Distance covered in some fuel is given. Okay. Now in this type of question, what we will do? Let's solve one question. Now, if the question is given that a car covers, it is a what problem? A car covers 400 kilometer in 25 liters of petrol. 25 liters of petrol. Okay. Then how much distance would it cover? Would it cover in 32 liters of petrol? Okay. We can solve it by direct proportion or inverse proportion. How can we say? Because here nothing is written that it is based on direct proportion or it is based on indirect proportional. But here you can see that if the distance increases, then fuel increases or decreases. So it's that if the distance will increase, means it needs more petrol. Means petrol, quantity of petrol will also increase. means both are increasing. If first increase, then it affects on the second. That is, second one will also increase. And if both increase, it means it is a direct variation. Okay, dear? So at first we will write in the solution, let what we have to find distance. So we will write let the required distance be x kilometer. Required distance be x kilometer. Okay, and then we will draw a box at first. The first one we will write quantity of petrol. Quantity of petrol and distance covered. Distance covered. Now here, in first what is given? 400 kilometer in 25 liters. So here we will start 25 liters and here 400 kilometer. What distance we have to find? X kilometer. So here we will write x kilometer. And what is the quantity given? 32 liters. 32 liters. Now after that, here we will write that clearly if quantity of petrol increases, then distance will also increase. If quantity of petrol increases, then distance will also increase. Hence, it is in direct proportional. Hence, it is in direct proportional. It means that is we use the direct proportional property. Okay, and the direct proportional property says that, let's write it first, that is x1 by x2 is equal to, x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2 is equal to, and so on, is equal to k. That is, we can write it like this. Now 25 by 400 will be equal to 32 by x. 32 by x. Okay. Now we will solve this question directly. In every question at first you have to identify that in which property it will lie, direct or indirect, and then we will solve. Cross multiplication, then 25 into x, and here 32 into 400. Take 25 to that side, then it will be 32 into 400 by 25. Now, how much time? 16. Multiply it, you will get 6 to 12, 2 carry 1. 512 kilometers. That is, we will write at last, hence, what is the question? Yes, a car. That how much distance would cover in 32 liters. So here we write in 32 liters of petrol, a car will cover 512 kilometers. So this is our answer. So like this we can find this question. Okay, dear? Now, students, let's discuss another point. Cost per quantity concept. Cost per quantity concept. Okay. Let's solve the question based on this topic. Okay. Now, the question is given, if 25 meters of cloth, if 25 meters of cloth costs rupees 625, cost rupees 625, then how much cloth can be, how much cloth can be purchased for rupees 5,000. Now here you can see that the first is given 25 meters. It is the quantity, okay, and it is the cost. So cost per quantity concept. We will solve like same. Let's see at first solution. I said what we have to find, how much cloth, that is the length of cloth. Okay, then we will write let required length of cloth is equal to x meter, unit is meter, so x meter. Okay, full right, x meter. Now after that we will make a box here. Now in box what we will write, what is given, length of the cloth and cost. Length of cloth in meter and cost. Now here first topic, 25 meter is the length of cloth, 25 meter, and cost rupees 625. Okay, here how much cloth, x meter, there we will write, and the cost rupees 5,000. Now let's move to the next point, the main important point, that it is in direct proportional or inverse proportional. Okay, let's see. If the quantity of cloth will increase, okay, then the cost will increase or decrease. It's clear. If we are purchasing more cloth, means we have to pay more. Simple it is. That is, if the quantity increase, then cost will also increase. Simple it is. So here we will write. Wait first. Upside I am writing. Question I am erasing. Now here we will write clearly, if length of cloth increases, then cost will also increase. Hence, it is in direct proportional. And direct proportional means we have to write in fraction. Now there is no need to write the formula and again. Okay. So here we can write 25 by 625 is equal to x by 5,000. Now in calculation there is no need to write any unit. Okay. But at last we will write the statement also. Okay. So let's solve it. Now cross multiplication, then 625 into x is equal to 25 into 5,000. Then x is equal to 25 into 5,000 by 625. 25 ja, and 25 to 50, 200. It means x is equal to 200 meter. It means at last we will write the statement that in rupees 5,000 we can buy 200 meter of cloth, and this one will be our answer. So like this we can find, but the main important thing that we have to identify that it is in the direct proportional or indirect proportional. Okay dear, so next day we will discuss more topic. Thank you.